Hello angels, welcome back to my channel. Before I get started on this video, if you would like to reach out to me personally or you just need a friend to talk to, you can reach me at savray.store. The link will also be in my bio below, so go ahead and check that out if you'd like. Okay, so in order to manifest, there's one thing you need to not be afraid of happening, and that is change. The only way to grow is by changing. A caterpillar doesn't turn into a butterfly because it stays a caterpillar. You dig? We need to assume that all changes is good and beneficial. Your assumptions are your reality. So whatever you assume to be true will be true. This can be a little tricky because sometimes we assume more towards the negative. Maybe it's because it's what you've experienced in the past, it's what you've witnessed. It just seems like the most reasonable explanation for things. That is not the case, because just as if you assume the negative becomes your reality. If you assume positive, the positive will become your reality. I promise, if you do this consistently, you will notice dramatic changes in your life. And when you assume, you attract. People like to differentiate the law of attraction and the law of assumption for some reason. That is something I never understood because I always saw those two as working together. So it is my assumption that the law of assumption creates the law of attraction. Whatever I assume to be true, I will attract them into my life. You're asking, okay, Savannah, how do I assume and attract? So we can start by changing our surroundings. You know how when you were younger, you might even do it now still, you would rearrange your room because you got bored of the way it looked, and then you would feel like a completely different person after you rearranged it. That follows us through life. So we need to do that with everything. Always change. Be okay with change. Encourage change. Do simple changes like changing up your routine is good. I've always thought that having a routine is beneficial because you're able to interrupt it at times, and that's what creates sort of a rush. We can do little changes too by skipping to the mailbox instead of walking, backing your car into your driveway rather than pulling right in. You can also do this by investing in yourself. Get new car seats, get a new steering wheel cover, get a new phone case. Interrupt the pattern, interrupt your routine, do something you wouldn't normally do, and watch how good you feel about it. You might not be good at the thing you're doing, but what you're creating is a sense of possibility, okay? You're opening a whole new realm of life to yourself. What's cool about this is we have the ability to do this every single day with literally anything. Start a new project. On your usual walk, go the other way. It's just little things that if we do, it'll be easier to do internally as well. If our thoughts are going one way, it'll be easier to go the other way because we're creating all of this possibility for nothing ever has to be a certain way. It doesn't have to be scary to change. A lot of people are scared because it takes them out of comfortability where they know they are thriving, so to say. But who says you can't thrive elsewhere? We're not trees, okay? We weren't built to stay in the same place and grow vertically. We are given this ability to constantly move around and explore and touch and sense and think. We need to use that to our advantage here. The one thing that we can never, ever get out of is change. Like I said, it doesn't have to be scary. It's actually quite beautiful. Did you know that a caterpillar turns into liquid before it becomes a butterfly? That's fucking sick, okay? If they can do that, then you can do that mentally. You can liquidize your thoughts and create new possibilities and new horizons. What's crazy too is that you've changed without even knowing it. You right now is different from you last year, from you 5 years ago, even last week, to be honest with you. If you are cringing at yourself in your past, then that's when you know you've grown. That's when you know you've changed. And it's good to change. Cringing is good. If you're not cringing at yourself, you're not changing. If you are set in the same way of thinking for your whole life, what fun would that be? It's good to be comfortable, but comfortability can also be quite dangerous if we let it. It creates stagnancy when you're comfortable. You want to surround yourself too with people that push you, people that expand your horizons, people that want to go out and do exciting things with you and explore and change and grow. So remember that too. Who you surround yourself with is who you become. So we want to make sure that we are rewarding ourselves with the best influences, with the best possible outcomes. And the only way to ensure that is to believe that it's possible. Assume that when we encourage change, we encourage mental fluctuation. Assume that encouraging change will attract mental changes. It will open our mind. It will expand our thinking. Assume and attract, and you will.